This video is to help you with the present perfect worksheet from the grammar practice, and that's page 37. And so first I'm going to just go over this worksheet and the instructions, and then I'm going to back up and talk a little bit about the present perfect tense because I know it's difficult. So this lesson is for intermediate or advanced students. So let's take a look at the worksheet. For the first part of this worksheet, you are given questions that you need to answer. And you'll notice that all of these questions start the same way with how long. And also all of these questions use the present perfect tense. And the beginning half of this worksheet is a little bit easier because they give you the past participle form of the verb, which you will use in your answer. So you see here for the example, number 1, the question is, how long have you studied English? And since you have the participle here given in the question, and also the tense is given in the question, you're going to use that to help you form your answer. So the answer here, I've studied English for 3 years. So you're really just carrying over this have, and you're carrying over the past participle here, studied, to make this into a sentence. So the question says, have you studied? And the answer says, I have studied, or I've studied English for 3 years. So make sure you use the clues that are given in the question. Now you'll notice a few of these questions use the be verb. Like number 5, how long have you been an engineer? And really you're going to use the same pattern when you give your answer here. So you use the information they give you here. So you're going to say, I have been an engineer for so many years, 5 years, say. Now, if you go a little further here, if you look at number 9, here's a little bit more difficult question. How long have you been able to speak English? So here they're using the be verb, but they're using it with another verb. So here the verb is able. And to make your answer here, you're going to just, again, follow the pattern of the question. So you can look at the question and you say, so I have, you pull out have, and then you keep been able. So I have been able to speak English for 2 years. That would be an example for you. Now, when you get to the second part of this worksheet, your instructions are a little bit different. Now you need to make questions. So if you look at your example here on number 1, they give you the verb here at the beginning. So the verb is know your best friend. So now you need to form a question, and all of these questions, you're going to start the same way with how long, and you're going to use the present perfect tense here. So you're going to say, how long have you? So all these questions are going to be you questions. And now you're going to need to figure out the past participle. So they give you the verb here. So the verb is know, and you need to discover or maybe remember the past participle. If you don't know it, you can probably use Google to help you. If you type in know and then type past participle, it will give you the past participle form to help you. So once you know the past participle, the rest is easy. Then you just copy the rest of the sentence here. So the tough part here is just figuring out the past participle of these verbs. So you'll go ahead and go through each of these, and all of these you're making questions, not sentences, but questions. So when and how do you use the present perfect tense in English? Well, you use the present perfect tense when you are talking about the past, but not about a specific moment in the past. And the pattern that you use is first you have the subject, then you use have or has, and then your verb in the past participle form, such as visited, or walked, or eaten, or taken. So notice you use have if your subject is I, you, we, or they. So I have, we have, they have, and then your verb. If your subject is he, she, or it, you're going to use has. He has, she has, it has, and then again your verb in the past participle. So here's some examples, and first I have the past tense example, and then the present perfect example. So here, this sentence is in the past. I visited Disneyland last year. Now, if you're not talking about a specific moment, then you want to use the present perfect. And so you will use the pattern with the present perfect. I have visited Disneyland. Notice it doesn't give a specific time. It's a general statement. Sometime in the past, I have visited Disneyland. A few more examples here. So this is a past tense sentence. He walked to the store on Monday. Now that's a specific time. If I don't want to give a specific time, I can say he has walked to the store. So now I'm using the present perfect. It doesn't say when. It only says that he has walked to the store. Another example, they ate macaroni and cheese for dinner last night. So here it gives you the specific time, but in the present perfect, you don't get the specific time. They have eaten macaroni and cheese for dinner. You only know that at some point in the past that they ate macaroni and cheese. You don't know when. The last example here, she took the bus to work today. And to change that to present perfect, we say she has taken the bus to work. So here is the pattern for the present perfect. First, you need your subject, which would be I or you, he, she, we, they. And after your subject, you need to choose have or has. And you choose that based on your subject. And then you put your verb in the past participle form. So that's the pattern. So another example, this one is a question here. It's a question in the present perfect. How long have you lived in Eureka? And so the answer there is I have lived in Eureka 2 years or 3 years or however many years that you have lived in Eureka. Now I want to remind you that when you finish this worksheet, I invite you to take a picture of your work with your phone and text it to me so that I can take a look and see how you did and give you any feedback. Good luck.